Alright, so continuing with the next video. So you've made arrangement with her. How do you want her to contact you? Do you want her to go through your ghouls? Do you want her to call you directly? How do you want to
I'll
sit?
I'll give her my phone number.
What about you, Malik?
She can have my phone number as well.
You know, you could insist that Chloe actually keep an eye on the club's finances, that she be given access to the books.
Yeah,
Which,
I'll be telling. You should be telling her that, Malik, since I'm not in charge of your ghoul, and Romina doesn't have any finance.
Would it be very wise to put Chloe in a club setting?
you
No,
know,
but she has access to the finances, not to the actual club.
But she
okay,
might be tempted.
Malik, think about it this way. This is why you got her, right? If you're not gonna use her for this, you might as well ditch her and get another
I know. Oh,
wrestler.
I know. I'm gonna do this. I was just thinking something over here.
If you
Yeah,
really want to, you can have her be forced to sit in the chantry the entire time.
she's gonna be in the VIP section a lot while she's doing it. You can count on that. She's actually
Okay.
been kind of hoping she would get a day off or a night off sometime soon because she hasn't been clubbing for more than a week now. And she's had a traumatic experience after all. I mean,
Okay.
she got blood on her clothes for you. I mean, if that's not heroic, I don't know what is.
I want to give her the number to my ghouls. I don't want her to have direct contact with me, I suppose. She can go through my ghouls. They can be my middleman or whatever.
Sure, sure. A lot of vampires do that, at least in this town.
I just want to look more important than I really am.
Sure, she build yourself up. That's perfectly fine. That's exactly what you should be doing. I mean, if you want to build status quickly, you are to some extent gonna have to shove it down her throat. Meanwhile, the Malkavian nurse is here again. As she walks in, she gives you a happy, almost angelic smile, Serath.
Well, hello. If it isn't, what's her name?
Crap. Do you think I remember the unimportant ones? Marcella Myers.
Marcella. Well, isn't it? If it isn't Mrs. Myers.
You think Mrs. is for married women. Are you sure she's married?
Like, she's an older woman, hey.
Well, it's
Like,
it's proper. It's proper if you don't know if they're married or not. You would say Mrs.
Okay.
yay, so, Mrs. Myers? It's a pleasure to meet you, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. It really is a shame about my dear husband. Mortal minds are not meant for the kind of enlightenment the blood offers.
I knew it!
She's suggesting that her husband may well have committed suicide after being driven crazy, incidentally.
I knew it! Like,
I know
I
that
believe,
feel.
I think you can handle I think you can handle the rest of this, Malik.
Really want
I'll
me
have
to be
to-
the one to handle the Malkavian?
No, like, I'm talking about the Ventru.
Oh, okay. I was
Uh,
worried there.
I'm handling the Malkavi. I'm trying to not, and I'm trying to not get enlightened here.
Yeah, that's actually not a Ventru, that's a Toreador.
Toreador. Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute. I had a question about this. Is how come if we're at Elysium, how are they able to use their disciplines in Elysium?
They're
The
Malkavians.
The Malkavians?
So we just ignore Malkavians.
In the first case, you told them to go ahead. That constitutes giving permission. In the second case, Alberta shut her down since that was illegal, and she just kind of pretended that she had nothing to do with it. And who, me? No, I wasn't using magic. No, you know?
Alright.
So yeah, it's very much legal, and you could probably cause a lot of trouble for them if you made a big point about it. Then again, the Malkavian Primogen and Alberta are relatively close, so
would you please come with me? I'm talking to Marcella.
Yes, of course. She seems happy, almost as if you
I
had
motion
asked...
for I motion for my ghoul for Mina to come with me.
Okay, where are you going? Looking for a quiet corner? Oh, you want to stand next to the guy who's keeping order.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, sure. She seems
I'd rather not be turned into. I'd rather not be turned into more of a fool than I already have been at the hands of this person. So, I will be going to the Bruges Elysium later tonight. Do you happen to know if the what's the meth guy's name?
They just go by the cook.
Yeah.
Or the chef, rather.
The chef happened to be there tonight.
I'm reasonably sure he's cooking up a batch, actually.
Well, that's a shame. Was there anything special you wanted to talk to me about?
She puts on a coy smile.
I shouldn't have said special.
Steps really, really close. Well, I was hoping we could go somewhere a little more quiet. I was hoping that's what you had in mind when you asked me to follow you.
Not entirely. I'm sorry.
Play this very carefully. Do you really want to say no to the crazy person? Just, I mean, obviously you should say no.
I really don't have a choice about that. I really don't want to become close friends with one of the Malkavians, because they get kind of bonuses on that. Out of them.
Well, it essentially straightens what's in your mind right now, so she's essentially cornering you right now. And your emotions are once again getting somewhat...
I step aside a little, so that I'm not against the wall.
She has you pretty well cornered against the statue. You are gonna have to roll dexterity athletics to dodge out of her reach. If you want to dodge. Or you could try and talk your way out.
Oh, I will. I will try.
Okay. Corey is starting to pay attention to this. His hand almost seeming to stray very much towards...
I failed.
Okay. She presses up against you and plants a very non-sisterly kiss on your lips.
I would suggest... I gently push her away. I would suggest against that.
How irritating is this to you?
I am very pressured right now.
Sounds like you're getting lucky.
Please...
not with a Malkavian. No.
please roll for Frenzy at difficulty 6, since she is trying to ramp up your emotions and you are being harassed.
The crazy ones are always the best.
No. What's that? Self-control?
Yeah. Don't
Just
fuck it up.
self-control.
Don't fuck it up.
Please no frenzy.
Don't botch. This will be so bad if you botch.
Yay, no frenzy.
Okay, she's still in your face. You essentially have 2 turns
I
to
push
get
her
out
back. I push her back
of...
and say, "Don't."
so you're doing
Would you?
this forcefully, or are you trying
Yes,
to
I
be
am doing
intimidating?
this forcefully right now because I kind of noticed the fact that I was almost on the edge of being going all ravaging mode, which means essentially if I go in all ravaging mode in the Elysium, you know what that means?
They pound you into submission. The
Yeah,
Bruja in
it's
question
almost
is all actually... There's almost a hungry gleam in his eye as he steps slightly
yeah.
closer.
I'm pretty sure it isn't actually. No one would question it if someone went rampant and they were dealt the final death by a little overzealous Promethean.
You know, that may well be true. So you have 2 options as you try to force her back. You can try to focus on intimidation or use physical force. So either...
Both of that, it's really the same thing for
well,
me. So the question is it the same thing for her?
well, just make me either a brawl or an intimidation roll. Normal difficulties.
I thought you were going to have me do athletics, like with strength instead.
That's just to sort of get out of, just dodge out of her
Okay.
reach. Since you're not pushing her back, you're just trying to delicately extract yourself from a delicate situation.
Damn!
That's an intimidation roll.
Yes. And damn, I suck at this.
Okay. So she actually hesitates, and she doesn't seem that impressed by it.
I look almost I look very nervously at the.
He actually steps behind her, grabs her, spins her around, and puts a knife at her throat. And he speaks very quietly. It's not that it's particularly intimidating, but it's clear that he's serious. If you have business to discuss, please do so. Just remember that I'm gonna keep order here, and this knife has been enchanted with magic that will cause it to deal burning. Be very, very careful how you use your abilities. My sire might have a great deal of tolerance for your clan, but there are limits. If you have business to discuss with the gentleman, please do so. Otherwise, get out.
I look thankfully at Corey.
She is actually in charge of extracting blood, and you have 8 relatively fresh corpses. Which is...
when Corey lets her go.
Okay. You can actually step out of the corner. Whoops. Corey suddenly grew twice his size.
He gained weight.
Yes, Nietzsche.
That he gained weight.
I mean, that's
Very funny.
obviously the Zamitzi war form thing, right? He's mutating.
Yep. Well, that would be quite interesting if that actually happened. First question, what the hell is he doing? Second question, how the hell did he get that ability?
You know, it does raise some questions, doesn't it? Sabat
Quite a
shared
few.
thaumaturgy freely, and you haven't seen him use, say, celerity
We
or
know, hey, look,
presence, and the Zamitzi do have auspex. So,
as
who knows?
happens, we do know that he was an actual. As you mentioned, I think it was last session. You mentioned no, the session that we were blackmailed. You mentioned that Malik had seen a paper about him being a certified mage.
Yeah. Please roll either perception alertness or perception awareness. While you are done finalizing the details, you can certainly move in the room, Malik. Unless you wanted to roleplay some part of it out. And you can roll perception alertness or perception awareness as well.
Damn, I suck at rolling right now.
That is perception alertness.
Like they're the same for me, so let's say it's alert.
Do you have heightened senses on?
In this case, no, since it's Elysium.
Okay. You, Malik, notice that Dr. House seems to be studying both you and Serath actually very intently, and there is a vague gleam of auspex sight in his eyes, almost as if he has been picking up some vibes about you two and has his suspicions. But a few moments later he shrugs and walks off. Apparently he hasn't seen anything that suspicious in your auras.
Well, I wonder why.
Dun dun dun.
You know,
Would
luckily
anyone ever do? Why would anyone ever look at us with aspects too, man? Like seriously, like we're totally clean.
well,
We've never done anything bad that would affect our auras, right, Malik?
Never. Still got a snack at home too, so.
Speaking
Sad.
of which, now that you've reminded me, please make willpower rolls using your permanent willpower. At difficulty 7, since you do have to continue digesting the souls you have already eaten.
How am I succeeding with being this crap with these rolls?
Okay. You actually remember, after this auspex thing has reminded you of the soul's presence and that perhaps rousing them to some sort of a dying spurt of activity, you, Malik, remember, kneeling in front of your sire, a intimidating-looking blonde woman who has bloodied you severely after you have botched your second attempt to fight a Camarilla vampire. Apparently, first time you were tricked by someone who seemed far too nice to put them down, and the second time you simply managed to fuck up and let them escape when you should have killed them. Not through any failure, and more through simply bad luck, but your sire is displeased and she has punished you accordingly and is exiling you to a pack of shovelheads to earn your name and hopefully redeem yourself as and learn how to act like a proper La Sombra. You, Serath, recall running through the woods with a werewolf on your heels, and at some point since you did roll rather crappily, the memory splits. You remember that you should have gotten away from the werewolf, but what you really see in your own mind is the werewolf catching up to you and ripping into you, and at that point the vision ends. And you can almost feel some sort of claws scratching at edges of your mind. And your defenses are intact, you're perfectly in control, nothing bad is happening, but you can tell that it's a close thing. This time, that something is trying almost animalistically, instinctively to resist what has happened.
I have I have 9 willpower. How the hell do I roll 2 failures and only 3 successes?
You know, 20th anniversary prefers to roll current willpower for everything, and if you had burst, I would have had you roll 1d3 for different types of consequences, probably. One of which would probably have been sprouting some form of weakness related to the clan you ate. In your case, probably getting a lot of fur on your hands and wolfish claws or something along those lines. So you did well, and you should be grateful that I am a merciful god and you can roll permanent willpower for this.
It is a very, very, very good thing.
Okay, so you wish to, while things calm down a bit, you wish to discuss the corpses with the Malkavian, I think.
As it happens, we fought a. As it happens, the reason I wanted to speak with you originally was because we had a few bodies to dispose of due to having just been attacked by some sort of daylight commandos by Sabbat. They had quite a few Schlachta with them who do happen to be filled to the brim with blood.
Except the 2 or 3
At
you
least
drained.
at least a few of them. At least 6 of them. That would be like.
Well, you can count on
5
it.
of them. There would be 5 bodies filled with, mostly filled with blood.
How many bodies are there in total? She's
what do you
actually.
say?
She actually turned serious and is all business. How many bodies are there in total?
There are 8 bodies. 3 of them have been completely drained to replenish us.
More or less completely, but yeah.
Have been mostly drained to replenish us, and 5 should be mostly full.
Alright. You wish me to arrange the disposal of the bodies and the draining of blood?
I'd be very happy if you did.
We won't be able to tell if the blood is safe or disease-free rather or not right away, and in this city we do try to be clean. Then again, if someone was willing to help with the cleansing of the blood, that would of course help.
I look over at Malik.
In any case,
when she asks about, well, we might be able to. I look over at Malik and say, well, we might be able to aid you with the cleaning of the blood. We Tremere have our ways.
Yeah, she just nods at this. In any case, depending on the actual amount and quality, we can dispose of the bodies for you and pay you $1,000, $2,000 for this.
Why don't you go and send someone over to look at it? I could always send my ghoul here, Romina, to see to it that that everything is done properly.
Romina looks alarmed at you and shakes her head. No, don't send me with this bitch. No!
Like, I really don't want to go there myself, and you know, unless she actually is my, unless she can actually refuse me, which shouldn't be possible considering she's supposedly bloodbound to me.
Well, supposedly.
If she wants to, if
You know,
Marcella actually wants to go there herself and not send some other random guy there. There are a lot of. I'm certain there are some. Apparently, I can't talk. There are some Malkavians that.
Marcella will just send one
could
of
do
the vans over that they have for this purpose. She would actually like for you to escort the van there to make sure it doesn't get attacked by Sabat. So you can go there, have her pick up the bodies, and then you can go to the Bruja Elysium, for example.
I can do that.
If you are done
No,
here.
but like I was planning on returning back here because there are a few people I haven't seen before that I'd like to talk to.
You can have like half an hour and just go around and talk with people if you want.
Yes, that works. And no, I will not be talking to the Sombra.
She actually walks over to the Malik and introduces herself as Gianna Rice of the La Sombra Anti-Tribu.
I look at Malik and say, and just shake my head.
Hello.
When he proceeds to ignore you.
I look very.
I can be cordial. I can be cordial to people.
I send a glance at I send a glance at Malik and proceed to walk away.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
She actually says, you know, I think your friend doesn't like me very much.
That's okay.
I wonder why.
Well, she's kind of in a corner and desperate in her defense.
Still, I dislike her.
Fair enough.
So, I strike up a conversation with this lady over here.
Okay. What do you want to know about her? Or are you just...
I'm just, as it happens, I'm just going to say hello. Like, I don't have, I can't exactly talk to someone I don't even know their name of.
Yes, she introduces herself as Sophia Schultz, and she's a Ventru.
Oh my! I met your Primogen the other day. Quite the charming individual.
Yes, well, I don't have that many dealings with the Primogen. I mostly change people's minds for the prince, if you know what I mean. And she grins at you.
Yes, I understand very well what you. So, have you? I haven't been to the Elysium that much lately. So, has there anything intriguing happened here lately?
Well, a couple of days ago, those assholes that attacked during the daytime nabbed another one of us. Toreador this time. I do hope some bastard gets them.
That's quite the coincidence. They came for us, Chantry. They came for our Chantry today. That is where I got that's where I got these wounds. When one of them tried dragging me outside. We successfully killed them. Except
you can
one.
roll a manipulation subterfuge as you try to embellish the story, or Manipulation expression, if that's better, to try and make it a, really impressive story. Meanwhile, she's using perception empathy at you because she doesn't in the slightest trust you to, it sounds a lot like bragging when you tell, oh yes, those guys you just mentioned, I already killed them, it's no problem. So,
It's understandable.
as you try to embellish, please, manipulation, subterfuge, or
There's
manipulation.
no way I'm getting past 4 successes at this point.
Well, you might succeed and you might botch, so.
It's close, right?
Yeah, she seems suitably impressed. She doesn't buy your personal heroics, but she actually says,
So she doesn't think there were 6 of the 6 Thin Bloods and 12 Schlachta, does she?
well, yeah, pretty much. She actually says, well, that's certainly a relief. It's nice to see that not all Tremere are useless scheming assholes.
I try my best.
She actually seems pretty happy about this news, and if you have nothing else to say, she's gonna go and spread it around.
Exactly what I wanted to do.
Except for the part that she didn't buy your embellishments and won't pass those on.
Aww. It's just too bad everybody else has so much empathy around here.
Okay.
Seriously, don't you have anything better to do than spend it on empathy?
They have been at peace a long time, which means it's a lot of politics and scheming, and this is more or less a social character, so empathy kind of a big deal, since as you've seen, it's important. I mean, just because you decided that it was a dump stat doesn't mean that everyone is that foolish.
What? I need to survive here.
Well, you're doing fine so far. Malik, so
Fine, I think we're doing awful, but hey.
do you want to meet some of the guys you perhaps personally have not met? Or do you want to continue talking to Gianna there?
Well, you're moving somebody over here, so should I go talk to this person?
Well, you can do so. I mean, it's up to you. You can talk to anyone that's...
What does the Lasombra want with me? She came over and said hello, so...
She wants to get us to protect her. Bad idea.
Yeah, she's essentially looking for anyone that can up her status and convince the Malkavians that she's not alone, friendless, and vulnerable. Because the Malkavians hate her. She's the Lasombra that Bronson confronted Raffaello about.
Oh yeah, I know that.
So yeah, she's...
And the one that foolishly tried to dominate me.
Most neonates are lower or rather higher than Generation 11, so she thought she had a good shot.
That's not an excuse.
I started at Gen 10, so...
there's
not even if I hadn't been an evil guy, probably
okay.
have succeeded.
So, Malik.
I just want to bow and leave her to her own devices there. I'll come over here and talk to this person. Have we already met her?
She was with Denise, the Toreador you just arranged the club deal with. And this guy actually is moving over to her as well.
I was trying to go and talk to him when I moved here.
You can certainly follow them.
I might need some backup over here, man.
Okay.
I mean,
This is intimidating.
yeah. Uh,
Good evening.
yeah, she says good evening, and she's distracted by the guy that walks up, and they actually hug each other and seem very friendly.
Oh, I was going to talk to the guy, but not then.
Uh,
Okay.
he turns to you, actually, seeing that you have walked up. Yes, have we met?
I don't think so. I'm Serath Blackstone of the Tremere. And you are?
Uh, what was his name? He's not one of the real... It's Jared Stevens. Do you have business with me or my child? Perhaps?
Oh, I haven't been here that much, so I haven't had the time to talk to you.
Oh,
So I was
I certainly understand. I haven't visited Elysium that often myself either. It just gets so dreadfully tedious.
That can certainly be the case. I personally have been studying quite a bit lately, and trying to protect the Chantry.
Oh yes, I recall the war. He nods sagely. It's a pity about what happened to the Nosferatu.
Indeed,
Such an...
I have not had any news from them, even though they are my neighbors. But I have heard the rumors of them being quite heavily wounded.
Well, I have to say, I certainly don't miss the stench. And he actually nudges you to his elbow and grins at you.
Yes, they did have their peculiarities.
Yes, indeed. At least the Tremere know how to be civilized. Unlike some. He actually glances towards Marcella in was saying this.
The Malkavians do have their problems. They can be quite troublesome to have dealings with, but I find it hard to not have any dealings with them.
Well, most clans have flaws, and we can't all be Toreador, can we? Do
So
you...
from that I can gather that he's a Toreador.
Yeah. Do you wish to add anything to this, Malik? Or are you gonna let him be racist towards pretty much every other vampire around?
Oh, I don't know how to address this.
Like you were trying to talk to his child. I'm guessing that is your child over there. What's his name?
She actually steps up with a glare. It's Allison. I
It is
think
very
she
nice
might
to
be
meet you.
slightly offended by you talking over her in this way.
Well, I couldn't exactly. I was trying to talk with her master. So like, it's like I'm going to talk. If she's with her master, I'm going to talk to her like she's his kid. Because I'm not going to talk to her like she's his equal. That would be very, very insulting to him.
Okay. So, Malik, is there anything you wish to learn of these two? Or are you
Believe,
just
Sarah.
chatting and being polite?
So
I was
what is
chatting and being polite. Pretty much just wanted to know who this person was.
Yeah, they are a pair of Toreador.
I don't think we
General.
can get anything else out of them. I can't think of anything else we can get out of them.
No, I don't think so either. Well, it was very nice meeting. Yeah. I hope we meet again some night.
Indeed. They actually meet up with Denise and proceed to the statue room.
Is the guy in the suit talking to Corey right now?
Yeah, they seem to be just casually chatting. It's nothing important.
No, I don't want to interrupt them, so I'll be walking off to Marcella and telling her that we can be off now.
Yes, she actually calls ahead, and the van is like 2 minutes out, so you can proceed to the Chantry, pick up the bodies, and you can then proceed to the Bruja Elysium, if that's where you're going next. So,
Yeah, I can go there.
yeah, she can, well, you can drive over there or just generally do your thing. Appear to be a couple of Bruja here.
He's here too, goddammit. Damn Promethean.
He was gonna be there when we last visited this area, but obviously I need to update the list of people that are currently here, since some of them are elsewheres.
Oh, so at least we cannot have to deal with his shit. Where's the entrance?
The entrance is at the south. And apparently, by the time you arrive, there's a whole lot of cheering going on. You know, chanting along the lines of trash it, trash it, trash it. You know?
I walk towards the group of people, the mob of Bruja and other people that will probably be screaming this.
Yeah, it appears that the prince is there as well. And as well as someone who the gangrel you saw previously seemed to be treating with a great deal of deference, quite possibly their primogen.
This is awkward. I was planning on not meeting that primogen anytime soon due to certain circumstances of our arrival here in the city.
Yeah, so I'm gonna split the video here, and I at least need to take a 5-minute break, so if you want to get something to drink, run to the bathroom or any such things, now would be the time. And we are gonna proceed with the thingening in a few minutes.